the President of the United States.
Completed a negotiation with China. We're doing very well. We're having another one tomorrow. I'm meeting with the Vice Premier over at the White House, and I think it's going really well. I will say, I think it's going really well. So we had a very, very good negotiation with China. They'll be speaking a little bit later, but they're basically wrapping it up, and we're going to see them tomorrow right here, and it's going very well.
Mr. President, sir, what conversation?
What happened? Who took 900,000? I hope it's not true that Joe Biden took $900,000. I haven't heard that. I hope it's not true. For the sake of the country, I hope that's not true. But I don't know anything about it.
Mr. President, sir. Mr. President.
What? Who? I don't know, but I know the whistleblower has been very inaccurate, because when we released the transcript of the conversation that I had with the president of Ukraine, who frankly today was very good, somewhere in Ukraine, I guess, gave a news conference on unrelated things, was asked a question, and he said President Trump behaved in a perfectly fine manner. There was nothing wrong in any way, shape, or form, something to that effect. So I appreciate that. But the president of Ukraine, that should be case over, because the president of Ukraine said that call was absolutely fine. I think he said that it resembled very much, that he remembered it. It was just like the transcript. Now, the transcript is a perfect transcript. There shouldn't be any further questions. But the president of Ukraine just made that statement, so that's good.
Mr. President, sir, what conversations have you had with Lev Parnas and Igor Fruman?
I don't know those gentlemen.
You're in pictures
Now, it's possible I have a picture with them, because I have a picture with everybody. I have a picture with everybody here. But somebody said there may be a picture or something where at a fundraiser or somewhere. But I have pictures with everybody.
Have you talked with them?
I don't know if there's anybody I don't have pictures with. I don't know them. I don't know about them. I don't know what they do. But I don't know. Maybe they were clients of Rudy. You'd have to ask Rudy. I just don't know.
As far as it comes to Syria, sir.
No. Well, I don't know how you can impeach on a conversation with the president of a country, in this case Ukraine, which was a perfect conversation, where the president of Ukraine just said there was no pressure put on him whatsoever, that we had a absolutely perfect conversation. Then on top of that, and maybe less importantly, frankly, but on top of that, we have a transcript of the conversation, fortunately, that's perfect. And I do think this, I think it's very unfair to heads of countries when they think every time they make a conversation or have a conversation with the president of the United States, it's going to be on, all over the world. I think that's very unfair. But in the case of what we're talking about, we released a perfect conversation. The president of Ukraine just confirmed that, and that should be case over. I will say this, Adam Schiff took that conversation before he saw it and fabricated a conversation. To me, that's criminal. What he did is criminal.
Mr. President, on Joe Biden, sir.
I just don't think you're running a country. I just don't think that you can have all of these people testifying about every conversation you've had. In this case, we have a transcript, and I've given it almost immediately. It's called transparency. Nobody's been more transparent than me. So you have a transcript. And in this case, you also have the president of Ukraine confirming that absolutely it was a perfect conversation. But the Democrats have committed crimes because they made up the conversation. The whistleblower was wrong. No, I don't think people should be allowed. You have to run a country. I don't think you should be allowed to do that.
Mr. President, sir.
Say it. I can't hear.
Have you spoken to the U.S. diplomats, white and secluded?
You're talking about in UK? They're in the process of being spoken to. We're working on that. I did have a conversation yesterday with Boris Johnson, a good one. And we're talking about diplomatic immunity. It's a very interesting situation. We are trying to work something out. So we're going to try and work something out. I think we'll be able to. How many people can they talk to? We had a simple conversation. Everybody knows what the conversation was because I gave it immediately when I heard about it. The whistleblower, who seems to be a Democrat that's involved with a lot of people, gave a false interpretation of the conversation because we have the conversation. The president of Ukraine just said just now that the conversation was absolutely perfect. No problem. It was a very good conversation. So I don't know why they'd be calling Rick Perry. I don't know why they'd be calling all these people. It's a very bad situation for our country.
Were you
It was reported.
Are you concerned that Giuliani could be indicted in all of this?
Well, I hope not. Again, I don't know how he knows these people.
They're his clients.
What?
They're his clients.
Okay, well, then they're clients. I mean, you know, he's got a lot of clients. So I just don't know. I haven't spoken to Rudy about it. I don't know.
on China, sir?
I will say this, from what I heard, I just heard about this, they said we have nothing to do with it. We have nothing to do with it.
Mr. President, on China, were you joking when you asked China to investigate the Bidens?
Was I what?
Were you joking when you asked China to investigate?
China
Yes or
has
no?
to do whatever they want. If they want to look into something, they can look into it. If they don't want to look into it, they don't have
So
to.
you're serious?
Frankly, as far as I'm concerned, if China wants to look into something, I think that's great. And if they don't want to, I think that's great too. That's up to China. Yeah. Well, Trey Gowdy is a terrific guy. I think there's a problem with he can't start for another couple of months because of lobbying rules and regulations. So you'll have to ask about that. I just heard Trey Gowdy can't start till sometime after January because of the lobbying rules and regulations. So I don't know. So we'll have to see.
Will you beef
Well,
up
I
your
haven't
team?
spoken to him. Haven't spoken.
On Turkey.
Go ahead.
Which of the three choices on Syria that you just articulated do you think you will follow?
Perhaps the last one, I hope. I hope the last one. Of the three, I hope it's going to be the last one. Look, we have no soldiers in Syria. We've won. We beat ISIS, and we beat them badly and decisively. We have no soldiers. The last thing I want to do is bring thousands and thousands of soldiers in and defeat everybody again. We've already done that. So what we have is really two choices. You have the choice of bringing in the military and defeating everybody again, or you have the choice of financially doing some very strong things to Turkey so that they take it a little bit easy on really competition that is, I don't think it's being fairly treated in many ways, okay? We have a very good relationship with Kurds, or we can mediate. I hope we can mediate, John. I hope we can mediate.
Would you support sanctions?
Say it. Turkey knows where I stand. And the last thing, okay, very simple. We had a big victory. We left the area. I don't think the American people want to see us go back in with our military, go back into that area again. We won. We left the area. I don't think we want to go back in. Let's see what happens. We are going to possibly do something very, very tough with respect to sanctions and other financial things.
So you would support sanctions? You would support them?
I think we can win. It's been a long time since the Republican won. We have a 20,000-seat auditorium. You know, we have it's essentially Madison Square Garden. and it's sold out. Over 80,000 people requested tickets. It'll be totally sold out. I don't know who's going, but it'll be totally sold out. If you're not going to be there, I'm going to miss you. But they have a line now that's many blocks long. It's amazing. We have a line right now in Minnesota that's many blocks long. I think I can win Minnesota, yes. I think Omar is helping us win in Minnesota and other places.
Would you accept a smaller deal, sir? A smaller
I'll
deal
see you
with
all.
China?
I'll see you in Minnesota.
On China trade, sir?
I'll see you in
Smaller
Minnesota.
deal?
And you will